All right, we want more of your phone calls in or out on Mitch Marner. He's the hot free agent officially now that Toronto's season ended last night. Hilarious. Can the Wings benefit? Should the Wings go in on Marner? In or out? Let's get to Johnny in Garden City. Johnny, good morning.
Good morning. How you guys doing?
Good.
You guys, as a screener, I told you I was, from here, born and raised here, huge Leafs fan. So I'm in misery this morning, per the usual. My stance on it: you guys would benefit huge from Mitch Marner. Excellent player.
You're not trolling us.
No.
Because some people say, he'd fit right in with this bunch of losers who can't get in the playoffs to begin with. You legitimately mean that?
I legitimately mean that, and I think he's better than anybody that you guys currently have right now.
Yep.
Anybody. He's a great skater. He's not soft whatsoever. He's like you've been saying, he's a point producer. I think the biggest problem with us is the pressure, and he's going to be gone, but this is the problem. He's going to cost a lot of money.
Yep.
Are they willing to pay him?
My gut says no. My gut on two levels. One, the deals Yzerman's done, they've been battles, and he does not like to give ground on contracts. He's not someone who races out and gives highest and best, and he's really against some of the term that's been handed out. Now, maybe it's different because they're at a point where they need to go out and add an impact player, and Marner is that. But the other thing Yzerman has repeatedly told us, I'm not going to make a move just to get in the playoffs. I'm making moves to win the Stanley Cup. Does Yzerman believe Mitch Marner can be the highest paid player on a Stanley Cup team? And he might take the long approach and say no. But we've seen you got to take one step before you take 2 and 3.
Yeah, well, we know he's usually going to take the long approach.
It's been 8 years,
So if a move like this, he'd have to act like swiftly, way quicker than normal. Like there's no time to digest and term and get into some tangling. This is a guy that will probably have a contract by 2-3 o'clock the first day.
Immediately.
Yes.
He'll be presented with offers from more than a handful of teams.
This is a splash. This opens eyes around the league. I mean, think about it for a second here, because I've been waffling a little bit, but when you just put it simply as he would be the best player on their team next season, go do it and figure out the rest.
Yeah, that's my thing. If we stall out 2-3 years from now, we're already stalling now. Let's stall out 2 rounds deeper and be in a position to have better conversations. Yeah, those are conversations you'd rather be having.
It would certainly shake things up. It would. Maybe another move comes with it this summer. Maybe that move doesn't need to come because you want to see how Marner blends with these guys. He's pacifying his captain. His captain pleaded out for something like this. I mean,
he's already talked publicly about Marner.
And I don't think you're getting a bust here. That's the one thing why I really like. I don't think you're going to get a guy who just ends up floundering. That doesn't happen at this age in the NHL with guys who have the point production that he has.
He's in the prime of his career, and he's already shown that he's proven year in, year out.
I mean, the more I'm thinking about this, first off, he's not interested. I don't know what. I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
But if he loses out, there's going to be talk of free agents don't want to come here and this or that. If Yzerman actually swung for the fences.
Look, there's going to be a lot of teams to go after Mitch Marner. I think one team to watch for, and it might be to their own detriment, is Pittsburgh. Their general manager is the old Maple Leafs GM. If they're trying to keep this Crosby, Carlson, Letang, Malkin ship afloat, they may
try to win it one more time.
Throw him an absurd amount of money. I mean, we just don't know how this is going to play out. But for Wings fans to go, we don't want him.
I think if Yzerman went for the big swing and missed, it would be a little bit like Harris missing on Bregman in terms of, hey, at least we know he went after it and he changed his philosophy to it. Because right now the thought is he won't do this because he won't give them what other teams will, right?
So, I mean, the big question is going to be, what are other teams willing to give him? 7 years, 12?
12-5?
If it goes to 12-5, is there that 13? Much of a difference? If you're willing to go 12, why wouldn't you go 12-5? If you're going to go 12, why wouldn't you go 13?
But he has nickel and dimed contracts in the past.
Steve Yzerman, yes. I mean, Stamkos famously, probably could have got more if he didn't stay in Tampa at the time, but Yzerman whittled him down and fought him on every dollar. The Larkin thing, that didn't get ugly, but it did get to a point where someone had to blink, and Eiserman kept him under $9 million.
I would argue, though, that it was quite tactful to nickel and dime a Stamkos type deal. This is not a nickel dimer. This is a splash. You better have him sewn up probably as the sun rises that day.
And it was an easier sell to Stamkos. Hey, we're chasing a Stanley Cup. And he was a guy already on the roster. To get a free agent, guys hit free agency because they want to get paid. And again, cap's going up. All your guys are cost controlled. All your key young players are on long-term friendly deals. This is the time to justify it. And again, the question is this the player? But I'll say, yeah, I'll take a shot on him getting a second chance, second life with a new organization, and pin a lot of this on the fact that Toronto is a toxic organization that hasn't won a cup in, 50-plus years now? 67, their last championship. Let's get to Nick in Pontiac. Nick, you're on 97.1.
Hey, how's it going, guys? Like your show.
Thanks, appreciate it.
Hey, I just wanted to say, we look at the Marner situation like buying a stock. His stock could have a dip right now, so this actually might be good timing. You guys were touching on that a little bit earlier. I don't think a lot of teams are going to assess him as a bum that can't win in the playoffs. And to people's point about him not having grit, he played 80 games last year. I mean, he's missed 12 games in the past 3 years. A player has to have grit to get through the NHL season that way.
Yeah, he played 81 games this year, all but one game. Super productive player, career high in points, 102 points, 75 assists, the third most in hockey behind only McKinnon and Kucherov. And again, a lot of those primary assists, despite what the spin out of Toronto is. Look, if they scapegoat him, someone else's game.
Yeah, I mean, they could, if they do scapegoat him, and you got to give enough credit to a lot of other GMs that they're going to still covet Mitch Marner. It's not, if he can't win in the playoffs in Toronto, it doesn't mean he can't win in the playoffs. It doesn't mean he can't make your team better.
I also wonder if he still stays in Toronto. I know it feels unthinkable today, the day after the team collapsed. He's from Ontario. If they pony up, they could say, hey, this is the deepest we've been, the closest we've been. We took the reigning Stanley Cup champs to a Game 7 on our home ice. It's not good enough. We're going to keep taking cracks at it. I don't know if he hits true free agency, but the moment the door's cracked open right now, their season's over, and he should at least, John, hear offers from around the league at this point.
Yeah, so if anybody's wondering, it's noon on July 1st.
Countdown's on.
And I don't think he lasts till the end of business on July 1st.
No. EOD? I don't think so. Okay, we got some ticket texts. Go all in on Marner. If not, Vegas or a competitor will pick him up, and he'll be a stud on somebody else's team.
Yeah.
Will Costa be up by the time that Marner's contract expires? I sure hope so.
A lot of smarm in these texts.
There is quite a bit of smarm, including this one. I'm not sure I like Marner calling out players and asking them to wake up, signed to Dylan and Royal Oak. Everyone keeps talking sandpaper. I must have missed where the sandpaper guys like Maltby, Draper, and McCarty played on the top line with Eiserman and Fedorov scoring like bandits. Gotta love Monday morning morons. Yeah, I think the key here would be if you add Marner, you still need to add some grit. You still need to add some sandpaper, and you can do both. I mean, how long ago was it? It's a while, where the Wings were dealing with some of these same questions. Couldn't get over the hump, couldn't win the cup. The captain's too finesse. They had to show a spine and a backbone, and everybody remembers the Avs and how things changed. And it was because of guys like Draper and McCarty and the grit that you can have both on your hockey team. Mm-hmm. But you don't win with just McCarty and Draper. You need Fedorov and Eiserman and these frontline offensive players. Marner's a frontline offensive player. 248-539-9797. We'll get some more calls on this. We're going to get to the Tigers at 9:35 this morning. A conversation with your blessing that we'd like to have. It's 97.1.